At the end of last year, I went through an intense PTSD episode, and I just want to share my experience because it was nothing like I had gone through previously with flashbacks or mini PTSD episodes. Because when I usually go through a flashback, my main triggers are from my smells and touches that remind me of my past trauma. But this episode, it was completely different. It happened 3.5 years after my traumatic experience, and it was from uh, words. Like my brain and body interpreted what someone said so differently to what it actually meant, and I knew within myself that it what it meant, but my brain and body just completely misinterpreted it. So when it was said, I went into the bathroom and just tried to talk myself that I'm okay, that this is good, I'm okay, and just really try and suppress it or just push past it. But it was way too intense for me to be able to push past it. So I went out and just went into bed, and I instantly went into my trauma response, which was freeze. And the whole time I was pretty much unresponsive. I would I was just bawling my eyes out. I could not stop crying, and the only thoughts going through my head was just I'm so unlovable and I'm betrayed, which is exactly what my thinking pattern was in the moment of my trauma. And I'm so grateful that the person that I was with when I went through this was with me the entire time, was just reassuring me the whole time, and I could hear her speak, but I couldn't respond. No matter how badly I wanted to respond, I was just under the covers, just crying, and I couldn't talk, I couldn't respond, I couldn't do anything other than just weep. And in my head, I was thinking, like, I know strategies, I've created coping strategies that help me in the moment of these things. Like, I know I have them inside me, I can do these right now. But my brain just didn't have access to any of these strategies. I was literally just unresponsive. And I have learned a lot about trauma, how our emotional brain takes over and our logical brain usually shuts down or isn't as active during PTSD and traumatic re-experiences. But just experiencing that was a whole new level. Like, I knew that I could not think, and I couldn't understand that I was actually not back in that traumatic experience. My body and brain and nervous system, it was as if I was back in my room the night that it was happening, and it was so terrifying. Even though the person that I was with in that present moment was talking to me the whole time, my brain knew that I wasn't with anyone when it happened, so I must not be in that moment again, because now there's a voice, and I just didn't understand. And this lasted over an hour of just me being unresponsive and just crying so much. And I only really know that my trauma response was freeze and just crying a lot, because after I went through my experience 3.5 years ago, I took a photo of my face, and that's a lot of how I know how I responded, because my brain's pretty much shut off a lot of how I acted and responded in that moment. But because of these photos and talking a lot about my trauma, I've realised that my response is freeze. I literally can't do anything, and it's so crazy to be thinking in a way that you know that this is in the past, but you can't do anything about it. And it was so terrifying, but I was able to slowly get out of it after an hour and be able to bring my body back into the present time and look around my surroundings and see that I'm not in that same room, I'm in a different environment, I have someone who loves me next to me. And just what really helped me get out of it was she played, like, stroked my hair, just making me think about my body and come back into my present body now. And I also journaled the second that I was responsive again, because I didn't want to forget how I felt in that moment, and I didn't want to let things be suppressed, where it was right at the top of my mind that what I went through, so I could write about it. And even when I read it the day after, I was like, oh my god, I felt like that. I didn't even know, and I wouldn't know if I didn't write about it. But just the fact that I couldn't do anything was so scary to me. But I just want to share that my experience, because when my psychologist said I had PTSD, I was like, well, I don't think so. People have it so much worse. But after that night, I was like, oh my god, this is what he was talking about. Like, this is terrifying. And just my nervous system was a wreck. My eyes, I took a photo of myself after it happened, because I like just to document a lot of my things that I go through. And looking at my original photo to the photo, my face, my eyes are so similar. Like, I genuinely relived exactly how I was feeling in that moment 3.5 years ago, but in that present moment. It's so scary.